Have you ever been using your favorite language app and realized you can't learn, say, Japanese from French? You have to learn it from English. Well, it's not because they don't want to. Today, we're going to break down a really clever fix for a massive problem that has been holding back language tech for years. It's a super common frustration, right? You speak Portuguese and you want to learn Korean, but the only option is to go through English. So, what gives? It's not a lack of demand, that's for sure. No, it's a hidden problem, a problem of just overwhelming, almost mathematical complexity. And here he is. This is the villain of our story, the explosion problem. Let me break it down for you. Every single time a company wants to add just one new language, they have to go and build a totally unique course connecting it to every other language they already have. Yeah, the work doesn't just add up, it explodes. And this is where the math gets genuinely kind of scary. So let's say a company supports 50 languages. To let you learn any of those from any of the others, they don't need to build 50 courses or even 100. They would need to create, get this, 2,500 unique courses from scratch. It's a total logistical nightmare, and it's basically stopped real innovation in its tracks for years. So this leaves developers with two very different paths they can take. Over on the left, you've got quadratic growth. That's the messy, tangled web of 2,500 connections. It's crazy expensive and just not sustainable. But on the right, that's the dream. That's linear growth. It's a clean, scalable path where adding something new is just one more simple step, not a whole new gigantic project. So how in the world do you get from that chaotic mess to that beautiful, clean, straight line? Well, the breakthrough came from a huge shift in just how they thought about the problem. The team stopped asking, how do we build all these courses faster? And they started asking a much better question. What if we never had to build a new course from scratch ever again? And here it is. This is the big, elegant idea. Instead of making thousands of different courses, you make just one master version. They call it a core meaning deck for each essential topic. Think about common situations like the airport scenario or taking a taxi. You build that one deck perfectly, just once, in a totally neutral way. And that becomes your single source of truth, your golden copy. Okay, so you've got this one perfect core meaning deck. Great. But how does that actually help our French speaker learn Japanese? Well, the answer is just brilliant. Universal adapters. The absolute best way to think about this is like one of those universal travel plugs. The core thing, your phone charger. It never changes, right? You just snap on a different adapter to make it work in a new country.
And just look how simple the whole process becomes. It's literally 3 steps. First, you start with that core deck. Let's stick with our airport example. Second, you snap on a study adapter for the language you're trying to learn. Let's say it's Spanish. And finally, you snap on a meaning adapter for the language you already speak, which gives you all the translations and explanations in a way you understand.
Now, this distinction right here is the heart of the entire system. It's the whole magic trick. The study adapter, that's just what you're studying, your target language. And the meaning adapter, that's how it's all explained to you, your native language. They're two totally separate, completely swappable layers, like Legos. And this table is really where the light bulb goes on. Take a look. You've got 2 different people, and they both want to learn Spanish. Now, notice the middle columns. The core deck, which is airport, and the study adapter, Spanish, are exactly the same for both of them. The only thing that changes is that last column, the meaning adapter. One gets it explained in French, the other gets it in Portuguese. The core content never had to be touched. So you can see this isn't just some clever little technical trick. This system has a massive impact in the real world. It completely transforms the whole process of creating this stuff, from a chaotic, exponential nightmare into a clear, predictable, and, most importantly, scalable operation. I mean, just look at the difference in effort required. In the old, messy way, adding a new language is this huge project. We'll call it 100 units of work. But with the adapter system, you're not rebuilding the whole course. You're just adding a new lens. And that brings the work down to a tiny fraction of what it was. The efficiency gain is it's enormous. So what does all this mean for you, the person actually trying to learn? Well, it means those foundational topics, those really crucial islands of fluency for ordering coffee or getting a taxi, they can be rolled out instantly across dozens of language pairs. It means the content is consistent and high quality because it's not being rewritten and retranslated over and over again. And, best of all, it means new languages can be added to these apps much, much faster. This quote really just captures the whole philosophy perfectly. Linear growth, infinite possibilities. By fixing that underlying scaling problem, the system basically throws open a door where any language can finally be taught from any other language. The only limit now is just creating new adapters, not rewriting the entire universe from scratch every time. And that leaves us with a really fascinating thought to chew on. This core plus adapter model. It's a powerful way of thinking that separates a universal idea from how it's specifically applied. So the real question is, where else in our complex world, I'm talking education, software, maybe even logistics, where else could this really elegant idea be used to untangle a problem that just seems impossible to solve?